What's up guys, welcome back to another video telling you my predictions of Game Week 32 in the Premier League. Starting off in South London at Selhurst Park, Crystal Palace against Manchester City, lunchtime kickoff. I've gone with a 3-1 City win. I think that despite the fact that Palace got a draw at the Etihad, it's now the sort of time in the season where City go relentless and keep winning. Palace picked up 5 points in 5 games under Glasner. Obviously it's not been the most insane start under him, but they've got a bit of stability, they look much more solid defensively. But Manchester City are Manchester City and they're just very, very good. Kevin De Bruyne and Erling Haaland both rested in midweek. They could both be called upon here. Even if they're not, Man City are more than strong enough and should be able to win this sort of game. Aston Villa Brentford, I've also gone 3-1 here to the home side this time. Villa, again, like Man City, just very strong and they're a very, very good team. Watkins could be back as well, so he didn't feature at the Etihad. But even if he's not, Duran's been in very good form. He's very dangerous, and Brentford have conceded the second most open play goals in the whole league this season. Villa have scored a lot of goals. At Villa Park, they're insanely good. I don't think Brentford have a chance, especially with Tony's goalless run. Although it's a good opportunity for them to end it here with Villa's high line. Everton Burnley, a real 6-pointer down the bottom end of the table. Burnley unbeaten in 4. Everton winless in 13, but it is at Goodison Park. And I think Everton are going to win. I've gone 2-1 to the Toffees. They're going to need to win these sort of games if they are going to get another points deduction, especially because if they lose here, or even if they draw and they get another 5-6 points taken off, they're in trouble. And despite the fact they haven't won in 13, performances on the whole have been decent. They have really struggled to get goals though, but Burnley do give you chances because they make so many mistakes. And it's up to Everton to capitalise on them, and they haven't done that this season really. But they're going to need to in this sort of game. You know, Goodison Park is a really hard place to come if it's rocking. Everton players put in a good performance, you know they're going to create a good atmosphere. Fulham against Newcastle. Now Fulham have actually been very good at Craven Cottage this season, and I might be using my dislike of them and my adoration for Eddie Howe to cloud my prediction for this game. But I've gone 2-1 Newcastle. They have already won at Craven Cottage this season in the FA Cup, where they won 2-0. But I think that front three of Isak, Barnes and Gordon is going to be incredibly difficult to stop. Barnes and Isak have combined very well in the last couple of games. Gordon missed the last one through suspension, but the one before he got technically 3 assists. So yeah, he's going to be very difficult to stop. But Newcastle do have insane gaps in their defence, given how many of their players are out. You know, Trippier is out. Livramento is potentially also out for this game. You've got Botman and Lascelles both having ACL injuries. Lewis Hall should be back for this game, but again may not be. That's potentially 5 players out. We'd get at least 3. Livramento could also return, but I don't think it's very likely. And in the midfield, Longstaff is playing through injections as well. You've got Miley out, but I just think that attack is so good. And hopefully Anderson and Willett will play together in this game as well, because they're very good players who have missed the majority of the season. Fulham will definitely score at least 1 goal because Muniz has been in insane form. And at Craven Cottage, Fulham are very dangerous and they do score a lot of goals there. Luton Town against Bournemouth. These two sides actually played under a month ago at the Vitality, where Luton bottled a 3-0 lead at half-time to lose 4-3. I do think Bournemouth are going to win by a goal again, but I've gone 3-2 here, which is also what I predicted for that game. If you can tell from that game, both these sides do very much like to score goals, very dangerous going forward. Semenyo has been excellent for Bournemouth, along with Dominic Solanke, who is the joint second top scorer in the league. Luton insanely dangerous on set pieces. Carlton Morris has been very good in his debut Premier League season. But Luton have like 10 players out injured. It's insane how bad their injury list is. And Bournemouth are a very high quality side, you know, they've got some very dangerous players. I just think it's going to be too big of a task for Luton. It is the sort of game they need to win against the Bournemouth side, who have a very outside shot of Europe, but it's quite unlikely they're going to get there. You know, if they are going to stay up, they need to win this sort of game. Wolverhampton Wanderers against West Ham United. I've gone 2-1 West Ham. Wolves just have a very small threat up front, you know, with a lot of injuries. Cunha is back now though. He was on the bench for the last game. But no Neto. Sarabia is still there, but no Bellegarde. No Hwang Chan either. West Ham fighting for Europe. They need to win this game. They haven't been in the best of form lately, but they've got some really dangerous players, the likes of Paqueta, Bowen and Kudus. It's an elite attacking. I've already said this, but elite attacking midfield 3 there. It's going to be very difficult for Wolves to stop them. Brighton against Arsenal. I've gone 2-1 to Arsenal. This should be a good game. You know, both these sides like to go forwards, to like to score goals. Unlike Brighton though, Arsenal are actually very solid at the back. They've conceded the least amount of goals this season. The XG against is very low, by far the lowest in the league. Brighton do have quite an open defence, and they still do have a fair few players out injured. Arsenal could see the return of Saka. Probably shouldn't play him though, because they've got Bayern Munich midweek. They should rest him for that if he is still carrying a lot. Arsenal showed in the last game they have a very good squad. You know, players like Smith Rowe, who hasn't played a lot this season, came in and did a very good job, was my man of the match. They had a lot of the likes of Declan Rice rested in that game. Brighton are very dangerous, so you never know what could happen. They've only lost one game at home this season as well, Brighton. So it'll be a very difficult game for Arsenal. I've put Ben White in my FPL team though, former Brighton boy. Hopefully he gets the winner. Manchester United against Liverpool, the two most successful sides in England. Liverpool lost in the FA Cup here just a month ago, and I think they're going to lose again. I've gone 2-1 to Man United. Despite the fact that Man United threw away a 3-2 lead in the 99th minute against Chelsea and lost somehow, I still do think they're going to win here. Liverpool's record at Old Trafford is just not great. You know, they always seem to, I don't know, freeze up a bit here. You know, they've obviously had some games in recent memory where they have performed well here. The 5-0 springs to mind, but the season before they did win 4-2 without fans as well. But overall, it's not great. They lost here last season, they lost here a month ago, which ended their quadruple hopes. Garnacho scored 2 goals in the last game. Anthony was very good in the last game as well, and scored against Liverpool last time out. Marcus Rashford typically has a good record against Liverpool at Old Trafford as well. Liverpool couldn't beat a Man United team that had Anthony and Fernandes at the back. I just think it's going to be very difficult for them to win here. Man United need to bounce back off that embarrassing loss at Stamford Bridge. And you know the crowd are going to be up for it. United don't really have anything to play for. They could win the FA Cup still. They would absolutely love to stop Liverpool winning the league. Obviously, I think they'd rather Liverpool win it right now than City, because they don't want City doing 4 in a row. Sheffield United against Chelsea. I've gone 3-1 Chelsea. I don't want to say it because I don't like them, but I think they should win this. They are very inconsistent though, you know. It wouldn't surprise me at all to see Sheffield United get something here, because Chelsea are Chelsea. They can win a game, play really well, and then the next game they're just terrible. But with the players they've got, with all due respect to Sheffield United, it shouldn't really be a challenge. Palmer's been excellent this season. Gallagher's been very good. Mudryk's starting to perform better as well. We're starting to see more from Madueke whenever he gets the opportunity, which isn't a lot. Finally, Tottenham against Nottingham Forest. I've gone with the 4-3. I think it's going to be very high scoring. Both of these sides have been in quite good goal scoring form lately. I mean, Tottenham have been in good goal scoring form the whole season, but Forest have finally got some more of their attackers back. You know, they've started to field an attacking midfield trio of Elanga, Hudson-Odoi and Gibbs-White, and they've been fantastic. Chris Wood is in insane form as well right now. They're not even missing Tyler Awoniyi. But defensively, both these sides are quite leaky, especially Tottenham. Tottenham leave themselves so open at the back with their, you know, inverted fullbacks. But Forest also haven't been great defending. Morilla's been very good, but other than him, the back line has been shaky. Those are my predictions. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I'll see you soon for another video.